Hi there. So today I'm going to talk about this kit, the Porsche 961 from Tamiya. We'll go over its history, pricing and availability, contents of the box, of course, and at the end, my conclusion and a general scale modeling tip. I will also be discussing about this kit, the 959, same from Tamiya. I will talk about the similarities and the differences between the two kits. Of course, it's not the same car, but they are similar. And yeah, let's get to it. Okay, so this kit started being produced in 1987. It's based on a motorized kit, actually a RC, remote control car from Tamiya. This was re-released in 2011 with some new parts, and I believe this is the kit from '87. And I'm not sure when it was discontinued, but from what I can gather, in 2018 you could still find new kits. So this kit currently sells for around 30 to 90 euros on eBay and similar sites, in some cases outside that range. It is somewhat rare, and I would say that the demand for it is average. So let's go over the contents. This kit is sort of a snap kit, something of a shell model that is really easy to assemble, really targeted for beginners. It doesn't have a lot of parts. It's quite simplistic, and this is a good and a bad thing at the same time. So yeah, I think this is made in 1987. Looking surprisingly good for its age. The decal has almost no yellowing, but it has some brown spots here and there. The body itself, it's quite simplistic. The glass is molded in with the rest of the body. It's not ideal, but yeah, you can mask it out and paint around it. Not a big issue. As I said, not a lot of detail. Headlights are molded in. You have some flash here, a little bit of flash, some details molded in here as well. So from what I can gather online, this is based on the initial version of the 961 race car, which was further developed, and I guess the latest version of it looks slightly different. So if you want to build that, you'll have to make some modifications to the kit. However, you can build it like this. I think it looks great. I think it's similar to the 959 prototype. I think it was called Group B concept car. I've seen people online improving these kits with parts from other kits, with handmade stuff and 3D printed parts. There's also some photo etch parts and grade up parts for it, some decals in aftermarket sites. As I said, interior pretty simplistic, some mechanical parts, no suspension, or yeah, not a lot of detail. The quality is good. It's Tamiya quality. It's what you can expect from them, even if it's a kit from 1987. The rubbers still look pretty good. Manual should be pretty simple. There's not a lot about this kit. You have clear steps. If you want to add the motor to it, you can do that. Make an RC out of it. So that looks pretty good. Nothing very hard to follow, quite simplistic. So comparing to the 959, this kit has significantly more parts. It's not quite complex, but yeah, it's not a shell kit. It's significantly cheaper as well and a lot easier to find. I think it was produced around the same time as a 961, and it also saw a few re-releases or re-boxings over the years. Now, the reason I wanted to make the comparison or to talk about them both is that the 961 kit is quite simplistic, but it can benefit from parts from the 959 or other kits. So the engine in this car is the same engine that would have been in 935, 959, 956, and 962. So if you have a spare kit, or you stumble upon a kit that can be used as a donor kit, you can use that for the parts. You can also use the interior parts from the 959 and maybe some body parts like the headlights. As I said, the 961 parts are very limited, and the headlights are basically part of the body. So in conclusion, this is a very simple kit, definitely beginner friendly. I would recommend it for a beginner. As it is, it's quite simple and easy to pick up. There are also some aftermarket parts that you can find to improve it. Some decals out there and some photo etch parts, grade up, stuff like that. They're still available, and if not, you can always create your own 3D print some parts and yeah, make it a bit more realistic. As I said, you can combine it with the 959 kit. At least some parts, some mechanical parts like the suspension and the engine and so on. That could make it a bit more realistic. You can also use engines from other cars like the 956, although that is a longitudinal engine, not like this one, transversal. But yeah, there are options. It's a pretty good kit, really simple, not a big challenge, just pick up and build. As for the tip regarding scale modeling, my tip for the day is that for any modelers, beginners or advanced, I think my advice is to not be afraid to take shortcuts, because this is a hobby that takes a lot of time, and yeah, sometimes it cannot be avoided. You just have to go through the motions and do the steps that are required. But in some cases you can take some shortcuts and make your life easier. For example, you can paint some stuff with a marker, with a Sharpie, instead of masking everything and painting with a airbrush just a small part. Maybe it's easier to just use a marker and paint some small parts with a marker. Don't be afraid. If you want perfection or you want something done in a specific way, then sure, yeah, mask it, use an airbrush or a spray can or whatever. That's another shortcut that you can take. Maybe in some cases, like for example for priming, I almost always use a spray can because it's much easier. I just take all the parts that I want to prime in a certain color, and I just also for varnish, for clear coat, you can definitely use that. Of course, you don't have the same control, but if you're okay with some orange peel and some imperfections here and there, yeah, go for it. Whatever makes your hobby easier. I think this is a quite tedious hobby, and we should work smart, not hard. So yeah, that's it for today. Thanks and goodbye.